You've been told the same story your whole life. Work hard, save money, be responsible, do all the right things, and one day you'll be free. But what if that story was never designed to make you free, only to make you comfortable? Take Carlos. He did everything right. Saved 10% of his income, avoided debt, lived below his means. After 10 years, he looked at his account and felt stuck, because no matter how disciplined he was, nothing really changed. The truth? There aren't just one or two. There are 7 hidden rules silently keeping millions of people broke, without them even realizing it. Ready to uncover the hidden rules of money, the ones quietly keeping you poor? Subscribe now and start seeing what most people miss. Let's start with the first hidden rule, the comfort rule. We grow up thinking comfort equals success, a steady job, a safe paycheck, a predictable routine. But comfort doesn't build freedom. It builds dependence, and that dependence is quiet. It doesn't come with chains or alarms. It comes in the form of stability that feels too good to question. The truth is, the world quietly rewards those who can live without guarantees. The entrepreneur who takes a risk when others wait for permission. The investor who endures short-term volatility for long-term gain. The creator who fails 100 times before something finally works. Meanwhile, comfort tricks us into mistaking stability for security. That's why so many people stay in the same job, the same city, the same habits, not because they're thriving, but because they're surviving comfortably. Comfort says, don't change, you're safe here. But safe doesn't mean free. Comfort keeps you where you are, not because you lack potential, but because it convinces you you're doing fine. And that's the perfect trap. Because if you never feel enough pain, you never look for transformation. Every major breakthrough hides behind temporary discomfort. Let's move on to the next rule, the saving myth. We're taught from childhood that saving money is the foundation of wealth. It sounds noble, logical, even disciplined. But saving, by itself, doesn't protect you from inflation. It quietly feeds it. Every dollar sitting still loses power. The $10,000 you saved 5 years ago buys what $7,000 used to. While you sleep, the system erodes the value of your effort. Saving isn't bad. It's just incomplete. It's step 1 in a race that requires movement. You can't reach freedom by parking your progress. The wealthy understand this. They don't save to feel safe. They save to buy time until their next move. Money in their world is like oxygen. It circulates constantly. Think of your money like water. When it flows, it nourishes. When it's trapped, it stagnates. The middle class stores money to feel secure. The wealthy deploy it to feel in control. Because the only thing worse than spending money is letting it die quietly in your account while opportunities compound for someone else. Money should circulate, not sit. Moving forward, let's talk about another rule most people never question, the hard work lie. We've been conditioned to believe that hard work is the ultimate virtue. And yes, effort matters. But effort alone doesn't multiply wealth. If hard work automatically created freedom, the hardest working people on earth would be the richest. Yet most are exhausted, trading energy for survival instead of growth. Here's the truth. You're not paid for effort. You're paid for impact. The marketplace rewards value, not sweat. The rich learned early that leverage beats labor. They build systems that keep working long after they stop. They use people, tools, and capital to multiply their time. Meanwhile, most workers stay trapped in the grind, mistaking activity for achievement. Hard work is admirable, but it's not scalable. There are only so many hours you can give. Leverage, on the other hand, turns your knowledge, skills, or assets into engines that run even while you rest. Ask yourself, are you building systems or just working harder inside someone else's? The difference determines whether you own time or time owns you. Before we move on, let me share something we're building for you. The Trip to Wealth Command Center. It's a simple but powerful Google Sheets system that visualizes your money like an investor's dashboard. It tracks your income, cash flow, and net worth, but most importantly, it helps you see your compounding rhythm in real time. You can join the early access waitlist below and lock in an exclusive discount. Because once you track your finance cycles, you stop guessing and start mastering money. Let's move into another misunderstood truth: the debt illusion. We're taught that all debt is bad, that owing money means losing control. But the wealthy don't fear debt. They understand it. Debt, when used correctly, isn't a chain. It's a lever. There's bad debt that buys what loses value, and good debt that buys what multiplies value. The poor borrow to consume. The rich borrow to create. You might borrow to upgrade your lifestyle, new phone, nicer car, things that feel good today but drain you tomorrow. The wealthy borrow to acquire. Properties, businesses, assets that keep paying long after they're bought. They understand that debt isn't the problem. Misuse is. The moment you learn how to make borrowed money work harder than its interest rate, you move from borrower to builder. The bank doesn't control you when you use its capital better than it does. You don't escape debt by avoiding it. You escape by mastering it. That's the quiet secret of leverage, transforming debt from burden to engine. The illusion isn't debt itself, it's thinking all debt is the same. Now let's uncover another invisible rule: the investment fog. We've been told for decades that investing is risky, that it's something for experts, not normal people. But not investing is the real danger. Doing nothing with your money while prices rise is a guaranteed loss. Inflation is the tax on hesitation. You don't lose by taking calculated risks. You lose by standing still. The wealthy reduce risk not by avoiding it, but by understanding it. They educate themselves. They diversify. They play long-term games. While most people chase instant returns or run from volatility, the wealthy see patience as strategy. Every investment carries a lesson. The market punishes ignorance, not courage. Ignorance costs more than curiosity ever will. Once you replace fear with understanding, risk becomes a tool instead of a threat. Standing still feels safe, but it's an illusion. Because while you wait for the right moment, time compounds for someone else. The secret isn't timing the market, it's staying in it long enough to let compounding work its quiet magic. By the way, if you're enjoying the video so far and want more topics like this, comment the word "more" so I know. All right, let's continue with one of the most accepted but dangerous myths: the retirement trap. You've been promised freedom after 4 decades of work. Just grind now, rest later. But by the time most people reach later, their best energy is gone. Retirement wasn't designed as a reward. It was designed as a control system. It channels your most productive years into someone else's vision. You trade youth for money and money for rest, hoping one day to finally live. But freedom isn't a finish line. It's a lifestyle rhythm. Wealthy people retire early not because they have millions saved, but because they build systems that earn while they sleep. Passive income, ownership, and automation are their insurance policies. Retirement isn't about age. It's about autonomy. It's the ability to choose what you do with your time. And here's the irony. The more you chase traditional retirement, the longer it takes. The more you focus on building assets that pay you, the sooner it arrives. The real trap isn't retiring late. It's waiting your whole life to start living. Finally, let's talk about one of the most powerful principles of wealth: the money flow secret. Money isn't meant to stay still. It's meant to move. When it moves through ideas, assets, or people, it multiplies. When it stops, it dies. Wealthy people don't think in dollars. They think in flows. They treat every dollar like an employee with a job to do. Every dollar must leave and come back with friends. That's why they invest, reinvest, and diversify. They turn cash into vehicles of growth, businesses, stocks, real estate, systems. They know that hoarding breaks the flow, and broken flow breaks compounding. Ask yourself, where can you send your next dollar so it returns with 2 more? That question alone can change your financial trajectory. Most people trap money in savings accounts that earn less than inflation. The wealthy send it out strategically, and it brings reinforcements. Wealth isn't built by possession. It's built by motion. When money moves with purpose, it transforms from currency into current, a flow that powers your life instead of limiting it. You don't fail because you're lazy. You fail because you were never meant to win under the old rules. The system was built to keep you predictable, saving, spending, repeating. But awareness changes everything. Once you see the game, you can choose which rules to follow and which to break. Here's your challenge. Write down these hidden rules and rewrite them in your own words. Because wealth doesn't begin with money, it begins with awareness. When you can see the invisible, you can act before everyone else does. Wealth isn't about luck or privilege, it's about perspective and repetition. Every time you choose growth over comfort, knowledge over fear, flow over stagnation, you rewrite your story. If you found value today, I highly recommend watching my next video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Also, feel free to leave your comment below, especially if this video made you think differently. I appreciate your support more than you know. Until next time, stay consistent, stay patient, and stay winning. See you in the next one, Money Magician.